Welcome to Southside Dodge Rebels This Week. I'm your host, Troy Gillard. On today's episode, we check in with the Rebels after their first two road games of the season. We spend some time with Rebels captain Adam Kambeitz and the voice of the Rebels on 106.7 The Drive. Cam Moon checks in with us, sharing his thoughts on the first four games of the season and what he expects from the Rebels the rest of the way. Josh Cowan with his gear in tow as the Rebels load the Iron Lung for their first road trip of the season. A quick two-game jaunt into Saskatchewan to take on the Saskatoon Blades and the Prince Albert Raiders. Head coach and GM Jesse Wallen says it's a good thing to go on an early season road trip.
Well, it's just the first opportunity to really get away and be together as a group, other than a couple exhibition games where you're out to surrounding areas. You know, they're just day trips where you're not really getting away, and training camp can get a bit long. Everybody's been together here for a month now, but everyone goes home at the end of the day to their billets, and you don't really get to spend a lot of quality time together. So being on the road, you're on the bus. It's the first bus trip. Spend a few days together as a group and really get to know one another and spend some time, and you know, hopefully we come back a tighter group for it.
The first game on the roadie came Friday night against a team which has quickly become one of the Rebels' biggest rivals in the entire Eastern Conference, the Saskatoon Blades. The Rebels get off to a good start in this one thanks to Dalton Seawalk, who swats home his first of the year. The hometown product makes it 1-0. Then a ferocious bout between Adam Kambeitz and Dalton Thrower. Kambe gets bloodied up but stays in the game. Blades tie it on the power play. Pretty passing from Josh Nichols to Jesse Paradis, who finds Lucas Sutter all alone in front of the net. He makes no mistake putting it past Patrick Bartosek. We're all tied up at 1. Tyson Ness then charges the net and cashes in a rebound with just 7 seconds left in the second period. Rebels lead 2-1 after 40 minutes. But the Blades take control in the third period, starting with the first of 2 goals from Matej Stransky. He ties the game 2-2 just over a minute into the final frame. One more look at that one as Patrick Bartosek can't quite hold on to it. 12 minutes later, Stransky scores the eventual game winner as he keeps poking at the loose puck, eventually jamming it past Bartosek. It's 3-2 at that point. Blades add an empty netter, making the final score in this game the Saskatoon Blades 4, the Red Deer Rebels 2. Stransky was huge in this one for the Blades, recording a 3-point night. Chad Robinson had 2 assists for the Rebels, who also got a stellar goaltending performance from Patrick Bartosek despite the loss. Then on Saturday night, the Rebels headed up the road to take on the Prince Albert Raiders. Early on, things looking good for the Rebels as they score first in this one. Tyson Ness speeds down right wing, then is denied on the wraparound by Raiders goalie Cole Holowenko. But Mark McCoy crashes the crease and bangs home the rebound. McCoy's first goal of the season makes it 1-0 Red Deer. Rebels make it 2-0 just over 3 minutes later. Corey Miette chips it over to Brooks Maxwell. His initial shot is blocked, but it ends up on the stick of Cody Teal. He lets go a wrister that is tipped home by Miette. Holowenko, no chance on that one. Miette scores his first of the year, but it was all Raiders after that. Barely over a minute later, Brandon Harrod finds the puck on his stick all alone in the slot. He makes no mistake putting it past Bolton Pouliot, who got the start for the Rebels. PA cuts the deficit to 2-1. Raiders tie it up before the end of the first. 20 seconds left in the frame when James Bedauer is stopped, but Josh Morrissey scores from a sharp angle along the boards. He beats Pouliot high. It's 2-2 after 20 minutes of play. Just over 4 minutes into the second, some beautiful passing by the Rebels as Josh Cowan starts the rush, feeds it over to Colton Mayer, who finds Aaron Borrego streaking in, but an outstanding save by Holowenko keeps it 2-2. Prince Albert then takes their first lead of the game at 15:22 of the second when Antoine Corbin fires a long shot that goes wide. It's corralled by Carson Perreault, who finds Shane Daniluk for his first goal of the season. Raiders lead 3-2. At 18:45, the Raiders go up by 2 goals. Jonas Knutson fires a long lead pass up to Mark McNeil. He pulls up shot, winds, fires a rocket high past Pouliot on the glove side. McNeil's second of the season makes it 4-2 through 40 minutes of play. In the third period, it was all Raiders. James Bedauer gets the puck at the point, blasts it past Pouliot. McNeil and Corbin draw assists. It's 5-2 Raiders. Rebels then working on the power play when John Person's pass for Colton Mayer goes off a stick, ends up at center ice. It's a foot race. Daniluk gets there first for PA. He goes in all alone. And what a move he makes, beating Pouliot 5-hole. 6-2 Raiders at that point. One more goal for the Raiders on a power play with just under 2 minutes left. Tyler Vanscourt puts the long wrist shot on net. Pouliot makes the save, but Jonas Knudsen pounces on the rebound for his first ever WHL goal. And that's it for the Carnage. The Prince Albert Raiders win this one going away 7-2 the final score. The Rebels actually outshoot the Raiders 31-29 in this one, but Prince Albert made the best of their scoring chances. Bedauer and McNeil each with 3-point efforts. Here's what Jesse Wallen had to say about the disappointing weekend.
Obviously coming back with no points is not what we expected or not what we went out there to do, but you know, I think the important thing is realizing why it didn't take place, and I thought the game in Saskatoon through 2 periods was probably the best hockey we've played all year. It was a real good game, and for the 3rd game of the year, it was some very, very good hockey, and ultimately we just shot ourselves in the foot in the 3rd period. The game, or the goal to allow them to tie the game, was just a real casual shift and a series of mistakes that ended up in the back of our net. And you know, from there I thought we continued to play well, but you know, had another breakdown later in the period that led to the game-winning goal, and they were just casual, soft mistakes that, you know, can't take place. And the next night I thought we responded well early in the game. We came out very hard, had a real good first period, got the 2-goal lead, and then you know, another casual turnover. We had 2 turnovers in the same shift that led to the first goal against, and then the second goal was just a real bad goal. You know, we let in some soft goals that night. Our goaltending wasn't great, and I thought we kind of cratered to that later as the game went on. It was 2-2 in the second, had another real casual shift, and ended up turning the puck over 4 times in our own end of the rink, and gave up the winning goal on that play. And that, you know, really it's, you know, again, the message last week and the message kind of throughout has been a 60-minute effort, and at times I thought we played real well. We had carried the play through big stretches of the game, but the mistakes that we made were costly, and you know, you just can't make those types of mistakes, and that's what we have to, you know, work on, just staying engaged, staying consistent from shift to shift, and taking care of the details.
With a full week to prepare for their next game, Wallen talks about the biggest challenge being getting his team to buy in for a full 60 minutes.
That's, you know, kind of what we're looking at this week is really becoming you know, we have to get guys invested into the group, and with some new faces. You know, there's new faces in the room. It's a new team. It's not last year anymore. It's a new group, and we need to come together a little bit. You know, as far as the details, you have to take pride in them. You have to be invested in them. And right now, we're not really seeing the level of investment that we need to have. So, I think guys really need to, you know, buy into each other and really kind of invest in the group.
So through 4 games played for the Rebels this season, defenseman Alex Petrovic still the leader in terms of points with 5 assists. Adam Kambeitz in with 3 points. So too are John Persson and Chad Robinson. A number of players with 2 points on the year, including rookie Corey Miette, defenseman Matthew Dumba, and Colton Mayer, all with 2 points each. Dalton Seawalk's goal on the weekend gives him his first point of the year. Taking a look at the Central Division standings as of Monday, the Kootenay Ice vaulting in the top spot with 7 points. Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, the Rebels, and the Edmonton Oil Kings all with 4 points each. The Calgary Hitmen picking up their first win of the year on Sunday. Here's what's coming up for the Rebels this weekend. They visit the Calgary Hitmen on Friday night. Puck drop at the Scotiabank Saddledome goes at 7 o'clock. The Rebels return to the NMAX Centrium Saturday night. It's a 7:30 face-off versus the Kootenay Ice once again on Magnetic Schedule night. Here's the latest edition of the BMO CHL MasterCard Top 10 rankings as of September 28th. The reigning Memorial Cup champion St. John Sea Dogs check in at number 1, followed by the London Knights. The Red Deer Rebels, after their 2-0 homestand to start the year, came in at number 3 overall. 2 other Western Hockey League teams in the top 10, the Portland Winterhawks in at number 5, and the Kelowna Rockets ranked 9th. Coming up next on Southside Dodge Rebels this week, Adam Kambeitz talks about his new role as the Rebels captain. We'll be right back. Southside Dodge Rebels this week is presented by Southside Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Red Deer, Alberta. Welcome back to Southside Dodge Rebels this week. With the departure of longtime fan favorite and Red Deer native Colin Archer this past offseason, one of the most asked questions by Rebels fans was who would be the new captain coming into this year. Now, a number of great candidates were bandied about, from Alex Petrovic to Justin Weller. Even Matthew Dumba's name came up. But so far this season, it's one of the Rebels' veteran forwards who has taken on the captaincy.
Now to Kambeitz. He'll come down the right wing. He'll cut to the middle. He'll shoot it wide of the Edmonton net.
I was hoping I would be able to get a letter this year, but definitely being able to get the C was quite the surprise. But I think I'm ready for it, and it's an honor getting it, and I'm really going to embrace the role, and I think I'm going to enjoy it.
He knows he's in a situation where he's the captain of our team now, and he's going to be relied upon, in a lot of different aspects. But certainly he'll be asked to bring more offense for us this year, and I think he's capable of that, and he's shown that in these first couple games when he's cranked her up and really turned his game on. I think everyone else's level's risen as well, and that's what you need out of your captain.
Having the C there, I think guys will be watching me more, right? So I really take it upon myself to make sure I'm always working hard, and I think those 2 goals came from a result of me working hard and doing things right. So definitely just trying to work hard and lead by example that way.
Kambeitz taking the draw against Lisowski. Kambeitz shoots it on net.
With Wally knowing that I went to an NHL camp, I mean, he's been there in that, and he knows the experience that I probably took back from that. I wasn't there for as long as I would like to be, but for the short time I was there, I definitely learned a lot and kind of learned what it takes to play at that level. And I was just playing against rookies and that, but even playing against the rookies, I learned that I need to be able to elevate my game if I want to play at that level. So I think coming back here is what I try to do is I'm going to try to elevate my game and make sure that I'm pushing myself every day, which hopefully will push the guys around me. I've been working on my offense especially last year and this year, and it's no hiding it. We are missing a lot of key guys that put up a lot of points last year, so guys are going to have to step up. And I'm 19 years old now, and I showed that I can produce some offense last year, so I think this year I have an opportunity to step up and be a big contributor, and I think I'm capable of it.
To Dumba, off the post, Kambeitz scores!
As we bring in the voice of the Rebels on 106.7 The Drive, Cam Moon. Camby's really taken this thing by the horns and leading by example through the first few games.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job. Adam Kambeitz, 4th year here with the Red Deer Rebels, and it was expected he'd be the type of guy that would have some leadership qualities. I mean, he's shown that over his previous 3 seasons, and a guy that his effort is unbelievable. It's just every shift, every game, every practice, and players will feed off of that. So a lead by example type of guy, and I couldn't think of anybody else better to wear the C.
The Rebels sitting with a 2-2 record. Just your thoughts on what you've seen so far?
Well, it's been really good, and there's been some things that haven't been really good, and that's going to happen early in the season. Hopefully they're able to get it all streamlined all the right way so that the coaches are happy with what's going on and the results start to come. But this team has shown that they can compete, and they're going to be a very good club. Whether Ryan ever comes back or not, it's a deep team, especially on the blue line. They just need to work out a few things. I mean, it's not perfect yet, and nor do you expect it to be, but the turnovers in their own end and things like that, those need to be shored up to have success against the best clubs.
When you take a look at this team as a whole, you mentioned the depth that they do have, despite 1 or 2 guys that may not be here at some point. What do you think the Rebels are capable of for this season?
Well, in the Eastern Conference, I think it is possible for the team to finish top 4. So they do have the ability and the roster to finish top 4 and have first-round home ice in the advantage in the playoffs. So I think that's possible. That won't be easy, though. There are a lot of teams in this Eastern Conference, and I can't say that there's one that's a clear-cut favorite, but there's a lot that are good. And it's going to be a battle to see who these top 4 are. And I think it's possible for this team, but they're going to have to make it happen. It won't be easy all the way down the stretch.
Never a dull moment.
No, exactly.
Our thanks to Cam Moon for joining us this week. That'll do it for this episode of Southside Dodge Rebels This Week. We'll see you next time.